Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're talking managed service providers, MSPs. Choosing one is, well, it's a really big decision.
It absolutely is. It affects your security, how efficient you are, innovation. It's huge.
Yeah, it's not just picking someone for a short project, right? This
Right.
is about finding a long-term strategic partner.
Exactly. You're potentially talking years of partnership here.
So our mission today is to sort of unpack a guide, give you a structured way, maybe a shortcut, to making this high-stakes choice, making it right the first time.
And that structure, it really has to start internally. Before you even look at providers outside your own company,
Right.
you absolutely must do a thorough gap analysis. That's the foundation.
A gap analysis. So what does that actually involve?
Well, it means meticulously defining two key things. First, your current state.
Okay.
What are your existing systems? What are the costs, the challenges you face right now, compliance needs, all of that.
Right.
And then you align that with your future vision. Where do you see the business in, say, 3 to 5 years? Think growth, customer expectations.
And here's something interesting many miss. You have to account for shadow IT.
Ah, the unauthorized stuff people are using.
Exactly. If you don't factor that into your current state costs and risks, your whole plan could be off from day one.
That makes sense. And practically speaking, this internal look, it means drawing some lines, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Clear service boundaries. What will the MSP handle? What stays in-house? You need that defined up front.
And then the service level agreements, the SLAs.
Oh, critically important. These aren't just paperwork.
Yeah.
They're your guarantee.
Yeah.
You need specific performance standards spelled out, availability, response times for issues.
Resolution times, too.
Yes, resolution times. And crucially, what happens if they don't meet those standards? What are the penalties? What are the steps they have to take?
Okay, so we've done our homework. We know what we need. Now we look outwards at the providers themselves. It's not just about who has the flashiest tech, is it?
No, definitely not. I mean, core competency in infrastructure, cloud, security operations, that's table stakes. It's essential.
But you absolutely need industry expertise, deep knowledge of your sector.
Like IPA for healthcare or PCI DSS for finance.
Precisely. Or GDPR if you operate in Europe. If an MSP doesn't understand your specific regulations, they're not just a risk.
They're basically guaranteeing a problem down the line.
Yes, guaranteeing exposure. They won't know the necessary protocols, the segmentation needed. It's a huge compliance gap.
Okay, that compliance piece is non-negotiable. But let's be honest, budget often drives these decisions. How do we make sure we're getting real value, risk reduction, efficiency, not just the lowest price?
Yeah, the sources really hammer this point. Be vigilant about hidden costs.
The gotchas.
Exactly. That low initial quote can hide a much higher total cost over the contract life. Watch out for things like big onboarding fees.
Or paying extra for support outside of strict 9 to 5.
Yes, those after-hours premiums, or when they start charging separately for small project work that really should be part of the main service.
So transparency is key.
Absolutely key. Get everything spelled out.
Okay, this leads us to due diligence. This sounds like where the real work happens. How do we verify their claims? Go beyond the marketing fluff.
It demands independent verification. Don't just take their word for it.
What does that look like?
Research their certifications. Are they current? Look for independent client reviews. Try to investigate their actual incident response history if you can.
And pilots or demos?
Hugely important. Use that pilot phase strategically. Don't just, test network speed.
Right.
Submit a mock high-priority support ticket late on a Friday. See how quickly and effectively they respond. Does it match the SLA they proposed?
That's smart. Test the process and the culture fit right away.
Exactly.
Now, the sources mentioned a big red flag: over-reliance on subcontractors. That seems tricky. For really specialized work, don't MSPs sometimes need subcontractors to be flexible?
That's a fair point. The warning is specifically against over-reliance, meaning when the MSP is essentially outsourcing their core service delivery. If the main team handling your day-to-day network or security isn't actually their direct employees,
Then transparency and accountability kind of disappear.
precisely, accountability gets fuzzy, and that puts you at risk. It's a lack of transparency, and that, along with overselling or making unrealistic promises, is a major danger sign.
Okay, so pulling this all together, choosing the right MSP, it seems to boil down to a few key things.
I'd say 3 pillars. First, that structured internal evaluation. Know thyself.
Right. Second, deep, skeptical due diligence. Verify everything.
And third, confirm there's a good cultural fit. You'll be working closely together.
And a final bit of advice seems to be, negotiate that contract carefully. Make sure exit provisions and transition plans are crystal clear.
Absolutely crucial. And connecting this to the bigger picture, the sources also stress looking at the MSP's own health, their financial stability, and maybe even more importantly, their employee retention rates.
Ah, that's interesting.
It leads to a final thought for you to consider. How does an MSP's ability or inability to keep its own skilled staff directly impact the security, the consistency, and the quality of the critical service you receive over the long haul? Something to definitely mull over as you begin your search.